Hello and welcome to this quick presentation of how to do scenario analysis, future state modeling, and impact analysis with Ardoq's data-driven enterprise architecture solution. The principles we'll be looking at today will be applied to an application portfolio, but they could just as easily have been used for microservices, capability mappings, or business processes, as we have a general set of functionality that can be used across use cases. What we can see here is an application portfolio. It's a quite simple one with 13 applications in total. They have all a few data points that we will be using through the demonstration. They have been tagged with different scenarios. They've been tagged with life cycle, and they've been tagged with go live dates and sunset dates. We'll use this to manipulate our data to perform scenario analysis, future state modeling, and impact analysis. The first thing we'll do is we will apply one of our pre-made filters to look at the architecture at a specific point in time. So let's start off with the 31st of November, 2018, and see how the application portfolio looked at that day. As we can see, there's only 3 applications which were live at that point in time. By clicking on this dot in the top left, we can see what other applications was in the portfolio, has been in the portfolio, or will be added to the portfolio in the future. The next thing we'll do is we'll have a quick look at what filter enabled us to get this view. By opening the perspective, we will be able to have a look at the specific rules we put in place to enable that view. And it was as simple as setting a go live date and a sunset date and filtering our portfolio down to that specific date that we wanted to have a look at. The next thing we'll do is we'll use that same logic to look at the application portfolio in the future. So what we just looked at was the application in the past. Now we'll have a look at the application portfolio in the future, using the same logic. As we can see, the application portfolio changes visually, but also in terms of what we see on the left-hand side here. That's how you do future state and prior state analysis on your application portfolio in Ardoq. As we said earlier, the same principles could be applied to a catalog of microservices, business processes, or capabilities for that matter. The next thing we'll do is we'll have a look at some scenario analysis. So what I've done is I've tagged different systems and integrations with different scenarios. By clicking the buttons here from my pre-made perspectives, which are filters, I can either look at the scenario by saying only show me things belonging to the scenario. In this case, these things belong to the scenario, or I can say highlight them in a beautiful color or in a not so beautiful color in this case, and I'll see the exact integrations and applications belonging to a specific scenario. This helps me evaluate visually what changes will be necessary as we implement a specific scenario. Finally, we'll take a look at how to do impact analysis in Ardoq. There's a couple of different ways of evaluating the impact of a change or a system swap within Ardoq. The simplest way would be to open up the app and get this view here and search the component you're considering to swap out, be that an application, a business capability, a business process, or some kind of infrastructure component. In this case, I want to swap out my HR system. So I'll be searching HR system, and I'll go to the HR system within my application portfolio model. I'll click, and I'll see a view with that system in the center. In this case, I can see my system's integrations and the things depending on it. And I can also see what people use systems integrated with it. An even more powerful type of impact analysis we can do in Ardoq is based on our graph searches. These graph searches traverses your architecture by running a graph query. Graph queries are similar to SQL. So how do I do a graph query on my data within Ardoq? Well, it's quite simple. You simply open up your searches and go to your search overview, where you will find different pre-made queries. These are made by Ardoq. You can also create your own. In this case, I want to evaluate the impact to applications if we make a change to a specific database. To do that, I simply click on the pre-made search and I get the result. And this is exactly how that specific database will impact my applications. Let's do another search. Let's now analyze the impact of a specific database going down on our business processes. I'll use this pre-made search here to see the impact of MongoDB1 going down to my business processes. I click the process and I can see all business processes that will be impacted by that database going down or being set for maintenance. To easily communicate this impact to different business process owners, I can simply click on the business process and evaluate it and use the data within the platform to have a look at what people will be impacted by this change. If I'm happy with what I'm seeing, I can then export that to a presentation to communicate the impact that they will be had on their business process. The same we could do for our scenario analysis and our future state modeling.